Hello, everyone. Welcome to Explore English Online. I am very happy to have you here with me today. Whether you are listening at home, at work, or on the go, thank you for joining this episode. If you want to improve your English speaking skills, you are in the right place. Today, we will talk about an important topic. Stop thinking. Start speaking. This is a simple but powerful idea that can help you speak English more confidently and naturally. Many English learners feel nervous when they speak. They want to say the right words, use perfect grammar, and speak without mistakes. So, they think a lot before they speak. Sometimes this thinking takes too long. Because of this, they do not speak as much as they want. This is a very common problem for people learning a new language. But today, I will explain why it is important to stop thinking too much and start speaking more. When you practice speaking regularly, your English will get better and better. Why is this topic important? Speaking is one of the most important skills in learning English. You can read and listen a lot, but if you don't speak, it is hard to improve your speaking skills. When you stop thinking too much and start speaking, you give yourself a chance to practice. You learn new words, improve your pronunciation, and become more confident. Also, speaking helps you remember what you learn because you use English actively, not just passively. In this episode, I will share with you some reasons why people think too much before they speak. Then, I will explain the problems that overthinking can cause. After that, I will tell you about the good things that happen when you speak more and think less. You will also hear some practical and easy tips to help you stop overthinking and start speaking today. Finally, I will give you some simple exercises that you can practice by yourself or with friends. So, get ready to practice your listening and speaking skills with me. Don't worry if you make mistakes. That is part of learning. The most important thing is to start speaking and enjoy the process. Let's begin our journey to speak English more naturally and confidently. Remember, the best way to learn to speak English is to speak, speak, and speak. Why do people think too much before speaking? Have you ever noticed that sometimes, before you speak English, you start thinking and thinking? Maybe you try to find the perfect word, or you worry about making a mistake. This happens to many people who are learning English, and it is completely normal. But why do we think too much before speaking? Today, I want to talk about some common reasons. These reasons are fear, perfectionism, and shyness. When we understand why this happens, it is easier to find ways to speak more freely. First, let's talk about fear. Many English learners feel afraid when they speak. They might be afraid that people will not understand them, or they are afraid that others will laugh at their mistakes. Imagine you want to say something in English, but your heart feels nervous, and your mind says, "What if I say it wrong?" This fear can stop you from speaking at all. For example, maybe you want to order food in a restaurant, but you think, "What if the waiter does not understand me?" So, you stay quiet and miss the chance to practice your English. Fear is very powerful, but remember, it is okay to make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes, even native English speakers. The second reason is perfectionism. Perfectionism means wanting everything to be perfect. Some people want to speak English without any mistakes. They want their grammar to be perfect, their pronunciation to be perfect, and their sentences to be perfect. This is a big problem because no one can be perfect all the time. For example, you might practice a sentence in your mind again and again before you say it out loud. You want to say the sentence in the best way possible, but while you are thinking, the chance to speak passes. This thinking can make you very slow to speak, or you might stop speaking completely. Remember, it is better to speak and make some mistakes than not to speak at all. The third reason is shyness. Some people are naturally shy or quiet. They feel nervous when speaking in front of others. This can be especially true when you speak in a new language like English. You might feel shy because you are not sure about your English skills yet. Or you might feel shy because you are speaking with people you don't know well. For example, in a classroom or meeting, you might want to say something, but your voice feels small and quiet. Shyness can make it hard to start speaking, even if you know what you want to say. Now, think about these questions for a moment. Have you ever felt afraid to speak English? Have you ever waited too long to say something because you wanted to be perfect? Have you ever felt shy when you wanted to speak? If your answer is yes, you are not alone. Many English learners feel the same way. These feelings are natural, but they can stop you from practicing your speaking skills. The good news is that understanding these reasons is the first step to change. When you know that fear, perfectionism, and shyness are normal feelings, you can learn to face them. You can learn to stop thinking too much and start speaking more. Speaking English is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. So, even if you feel afraid, shy, or want to be perfect, try to speak anyway. You will see that with time, these feelings will become smaller and smaller. Remember, this podcast is here to help you. We will talk about how to overcome these feelings soon. For now, just know that thinking too much before speaking is normal. It happens because you care about speaking well. But the best way to learn is to speak, even if you feel afraid, shy, or imperfect. Keep that in your mind as we continue on this journey. The problem with overthinking. Now that we have talked about why people think too much before they speak, let's look at the problems that overthinking can cause. When you spend too much time thinking about what to say or how to say it, it can stop you from speaking at all. This is the main problem with overthinking. It creates a pause that is too long, and sometimes it makes you stay silent instead of speaking. Imagine you want to say something, but your mind is full of questions. Is this the right word? Is my grammar correct? Will they understand me? Because of all these questions, you stop talking. This is what happens when you overthink. Overthinking is like a traffic jam in your brain, blocking your words. One big problem with overthinking is that you miss many chances to practice your English. Speaking is a skill, and like any skill, you need practice to get better. If you always stop yourself and wait until your sentence is perfect in your mind, you lose valuable opportunities to speak. For example, think about a simple conversation with a friend or at work. If you wait too long to speak, the conversation moves on. The moment to share your idea passes, and you miss a chance to practice. Every time you stay quiet because you are overthinking, you lose an opportunity to learn and improve. Practice helps your brain get used to English, and without practice, progress is slow. Another problem is that overthinking can lower your confidence. When you spend too much time worrying about mistakes or saying the wrong thing, you begin to doubt yourself. You might think, I am not good at English, or I can never speak well. These thoughts make you feel nervous and afraid. Because of this, you might speak less and less. This is a problem because speaking less means less practice, and less practice means slower improvement. Confidence and speaking go together. When you speak more, your confidence grows. But when you think too much and speak less, your confidence becomes smaller. This creates a cycle that is hard to break. You can imagine it like this. Overthinking builds a wall between you and speaking English. The wall keeps your words inside your head. It stops you from sharing your thoughts, asking questions, or making new friends. But remember, that wall is not permanent. You can break it down by practicing speaking more and worrying less. Also, when you overthink, you use a lot of your energy on worrying and analyzing. This makes speaking feel difficult and tiring. Instead of enjoying your English practice, you feel stressed. This stress makes it even harder to speak. It is like trying to run while carrying a heavy bag. You want to run freely, but the bag slows you down. Overthinking is the heavy bag that slows down your speaking. It is important to understand that making mistakes is part of learning. Nobody speaks perfectly all the time. Even native speakers make mistakes sometimes. When you stop thinking too much about being perfect, you can focus on communicating your ideas. Speaking is about sharing thoughts, feelings, and information, not about being perfect. When you speak freely, your English improves naturally. So, what can you do to stop this problem? The first step is to notice when you are overthinking. When you catch yourself thinking too much, remind yourself to speak anyway. Use simple sentences if you need to. Speak slowly and clearly. It is better to say something than to say nothing. Also, practice speaking every day, even for a few minutes. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to speak without overthinking. Remember, this podcast is here to help you learn and feel more confident. Overthinking is a common problem, but you can overcome it. The key is to start speaking, even if it is not perfect. With time and practice, your confidence will grow, and overthinking will become less powerful. Speaking English will feel more natural and fun. In the next part, I will share with you the benefits of speaking more and thinking less. You will see how speaking freely can help you improve faster and enjoy learning English. For now, try to notice when you overthink and take small steps to speak anyway. Every word you say is a step forward on your English journey. Benefits of speaking more and thinking less. Now, let's talk about the good things that happen when you speak more and think less. When you stop overthinking and start speaking, you will see many benefits. Speaking English often and freely can help you improve your fluency, build your confidence, learn faster, and feel more comfortable in real conversations. These benefits will help you on your journey to becoming a better English speaker. The first big benefit is that speaking more helps you improve your fluency. Fluency means being able to speak smoothly and easily without long pauses or too much hesitation. When you practice speaking every day, your brain gets used to the sounds, words, and grammar of English. This makes it easier to find the right words quickly. Imagine your brain like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. So, every time you speak, you are training your brain to be faster and smoother. Speaking a lot helps you stop worrying about mistakes and focus on sharing your ideas. Over time, your words will come out more naturally. The second important benefit is confidence. When you speak more, you become more confident in your English skills. Confidence is very important because it helps you try new words and speak in different situations. For example, if you practice speaking English at home every day, you will feel more confident to speak with friends, teachers, or people at work. Confidence helps you enjoy speaking instead of feeling nervous or afraid. When you speak often, you learn to trust yourself. You will see that making mistakes is normal and not scary. The more you speak, the more your confidence grows, and this makes speaking English easier and more fun. Another great benefit of speaking more is that you learn faster by making mistakes. This may sound strange, but mistakes are actually very helpful for learning. When you speak, you might say something wrong, and that is okay. Mistakes help you see what you need to improve. For example, if you say a sentence with the wrong verb tense, someone might correct you, or you might notice it yourself later. This helps you learn the correct way. If you never speak because you are afraid of mistakes, you miss this chance to learn and improve. Speaking gives you real experience using English, and this experience is the fastest way to learn. So, do not worry about mistakes. Instead, think of them as useful steps on your learning path. Finally, speaking more helps you feel comfortable in real conversations. Speaking English in a classroom or practice session is one thing, but speaking with people in real life is different. When you speak a lot, you get used to the sounds, speed, and rhythm of real conversations. This helps you understand others better and respond more quickly. The more you speak, the less nervous you feel when talking with new people. For example, if you speak with a friend or language partner every day, you will get used to different topics and questions. This prepares you for real situations like ordering food, asking for directions, or talking about your hobbies. When you feel comfortable in conversations, you enjoy speaking English more and want to practice even more. In summary, speaking more and thinking less helps you in many ways. You improve your fluency because your brain learns to speak faster. You build confidence because you practice and see that mistakes are okay. You learn faster because mistakes help you improve. And you feel more comfortable in real conversations because you get used to speaking regularly. These benefits make learning English easier and more enjoyable. Remember, the best way to get these benefits is to start speaking today, even if it is just a little. Don't wait for the perfect sentence or the perfect moment. Just speak. Speak with friends, speak to yourself, or use language apps. Every word you say helps you become a better speaker. So, stop thinking too much and start speaking more. Your English will thank you for it. Practical tips to stop overthinking and start speaking. Now, let's talk about some practical tips you can use to stop overthinking and start speaking English more confidently today. These tips are simple, but they can make a big difference in your speaking skills. Remember, the goal is to speak more often and worry less. When you use these ideas, you will find it easier to speak, even if you feel shy or nervous. Let's look at 5 helpful tips. The first tip is to speak a little every day. Speaking English every day, even for just a few minutes, is very powerful. It does not matter if you only say a few sentences or simple words. What is important is that you make speaking a habit. When you speak a little each day, your brain gets used to using English. For example, you can start your day by saying simple sentences like, "Good morning, today is a sunny day," or "I like coffee." You can speak to yourself in the mirror, or describe what you are doing during the day. This daily practice helps you build confidence and improves your fluency little by little. The key is consistency. Even 5 minutes every day is better than 1 hour once a week. The second tip is don't worry about mistakes. Many learners stop speaking because they are afraid to make mistakes. But mistakes are a normal and important part of learning. When you speak, you will sometimes say the wrong word, use the wrong grammar, or pronounce words incorrectly. This is okay. Instead of being afraid, think of mistakes as helpful feedback. Mistakes show you what to practice more. If someone corrects you, thank them and try to use the correct form next time. The more you speak, the fewer mistakes you will make over time. So, try to let go of the fear of mistakes and speak freely. Remember, perfect English is not the goal. Communication is. The third tip is to practice with simple sentences. When you start speaking, it is better to use short and simple sentences. You don't need to speak like a native speaker right away. For example, instead of trying to say a long sentence like, "I am planning to go to the supermarket to buy some vegetables for dinner tonight," you can say, "I will go to the supermarket. I want to buy vegetables." Simple sentences are easier to say and understand. They help you focus on speaking without stopping too much to think. As you practice more, you can make your sentences longer and more detailed. Starting with simple sentences builds a strong foundation for speaking. The fourth tip is to use speaking partners or language apps. Speaking with other people is one of the best ways to practice. If you have a friend who speaks English, try to speak with them regularly. You can practice short conversations about your day, hobbies, or news. If you don't have someone to practice with, practicing with others helps you get real experience and makes speaking more fun. You also learn new words and expressions from your partners. The fifth and final tip is to set small speaking goals. Goals help you stay motivated and see your progress. Start with easy and achievable goals. For example, your goal could be to speak English for 2 minutes every day, or to learn 5 new words and use them in sentences. You can also set goals like, "I will order food in English this week," or "I will introduce myself to someone in English." Small goals are not scary, and when you achieve them, you feel proud. This pride helps you want to keep speaking and learning. Over time, you can set bigger goals, but always remember to start small and build your confidence step by step. To sum up, these 5 practical tips. Speak a little every day. Don't worry about mistakes. Practice with simple sentences, use speaking partners or language apps, and set small speaking goals. Can help you stop overthinking and start speaking English more easily. Try to use these tips one at a time or all together. The most important thing is to begin and keep going. Speaking English is a journey, and every word you say takes you closer to your goal. Remember, speaking is not about being perfect. It is about communicating and learning. So, take a deep breath, relax, and start speaking today. Simple speaking practice exercises. Now, let's put everything into practice with some simple speaking exercises. These exercises are easy and fun, and you can try them right now. The goal is to help you practice speaking English every day and build your confidence. Remember, speaking out loud is very important. When you say words and sentences aloud, you train your mouth and your brain to work together. So, don't just think the sentences in your head. Repeat them aloud several times. This will help you improve your pronunciation and speaking fluency. Let's start with a very simple exercise. Repeat sentences aloud. I will say a few easy sentences, and I want you to repeat them after me. For example, say, "Hello, my name is your name." Repeat this sentence 3 times. Then try, "I am learning English every day." Repeat it 3 times. Finally, say, "I like to read books and listen to music." Again, repeat this sentence aloud 3 times. By repeating sentences, you become more comfortable with the sounds and rhythm of English. It also helps you remember new words and phrases better. Another great exercise is to talk about your daily life. You don't need to say long or complicated sentences. Just speak about simple things you do every day. For example, you can say, "Today I woke up at 7 o'clock." Or, "I ate breakfast and drank coffee." You can talk about your work or school, your family, or what you did yesterday. Try to use simple sentences like, "I went to the park," or "I watched a movie." The important thing is to speak about things you know well, because it makes speaking easier and more natural. You can also talk about your hobbies and interests. This is a fun way to practice because you speak about things you enjoy. For example, if you like sports, you can say, "I like to play football on weekends." Or if you enjoy cooking, you can say, "I like to cook pasta and salad." You can describe why you like these activities and how often you do them. For example, "I listen to music every day because it makes me happy." When you talk about your hobbies, you use words that are important to you, and this helps you remember them better. Another useful tip is to ask yourself simple questions and answer them aloud. For example, ask, "What is my favorite food?" Then answer, "My favorite food is pizza." Or, "What do I do in the morning?" Then answer, "I brush my teeth and eat breakfast." Asking and answering questions helps you practice both speaking and thinking in English. It also prepares you for real conversations with other people. If you want, you can record yourself speaking. Use your phone or computer to record your voice while you say sentences or talk about your day. Then, listen to the recording and try to notice how you sound. This helps you hear your mistakes and improve your pronunciation. Don't worry if you don't sound perfect. The important thing is to listen and try again. Each time you practice, your speaking will get better. Finally, try to practice speaking with others whenever you can. Talk to friends, family members, or language partners. You can also join online language groups or classes. When you speak with others, you get feedback, and you learn how to keep conversations going. Speaking with real people is one of the best ways to improve. To summarize, here are some simple exercises you can try right now. Repeat sentences aloud. Talk about your daily life. Talk about your hobbies. Ask and answer simple questions. Record yourself speaking, and practice with others. These exercises are easy to do, and they help you build confidence step by step. The most important thing is to speak regularly and enjoy the process. Remember, every word you say helps you get better at English. So don't wait. Start practicing today, and keep speaking more and more. Before we finish today's episode, I want to share some important encouragement and motivation with you. Learning to speak English can sometimes feel difficult, and it is normal to feel nervous or frustrated. But remember, every person who learns a new language makes mistakes. Mistakes are not a sign that you are failing. Instead, they are proof that you are trying and learning. Even native English speakers make mistakes sometimes. So, if you make a mistake, don't be afraid or embarrassed. Instead, smile, learn from it, and keep speaking. Practice is the key to success. The more you practice speaking English, the better you will become. There is no shortcut or magic way to learn quickly without practice. Just like learning to play a musical instrument or a sport, speaking English takes regular practice. It might feel hard at first, but every small step counts. Speaking for just a few minutes every day helps your brain remember new words and grammar. Over time, speaking becomes easier and more natural. So, keep practicing, even when it feels challenging. You are building important skills that will last a lifetime. It is important to have patience with yourself. Learning a language is a journey, not a race. Some days you will speak well, and other days you might feel slow or tired. This is okay. What matters is that you keep going. Celebrate your small victories, like using a new word correctly or finishing a conversation. These successes show that you are improving. When you feel stuck or frustrated, remind yourself of why you started learning English. Maybe it is to travel, to study, to work, or to make new friends. Keep this goal in your heart and use it as motivation to keep speaking. Also, don't compare yourself to others. Everyone learns at their own pace. Some people might speak quickly, but that doesn't mean they started speaking perfectly. They have made mistakes and practiced a lot to get where they are. Your progress is unique, and it is important to focus on your own journey. Be kind to yourself and enjoy the process of learning. Remember, every time you speak, you are becoming a better English speaker. Think about the future. Imagine how confident and happy you will feel when you can speak English well. You will be able to talk with people from different countries, watch movies without subtitles, travel easily, and even get better job opportunities. These wonderful things are waiting for you, and speaking English is the key to open those doors. Keep this positive vision in your mind whenever you practice. It will give you energy and excitement to continue. Finally, remember that you are not alone. There are many people around the world who want to speak English, just like you. You can find friends, teachers, and communities to support you. Share your experiences and ask for help when you need it. Learning together is more fun and easier. And remember, I am here with Explore English Online, cheering for you every step of the way. So, keep believing in yourself. Keep speaking, practicing, and learning. Your English will improve, and your confidence will grow. Mistakes will become smaller, and your voice will become stronger. You have everything you need to succeed inside you. Just take one step at a time and enjoy the wonderful journey of learning English. Thank you for listening to this episode of Explore English Online. Let's quickly review what we talked about today. Our topic was Stop Thinking, Start Speaking. We began by understanding why many people think too much before they speak. Common reasons include fear, wanting to be perfect, and feeling shy. These feelings can make it hard to speak English freely. Then, we discussed the problems with overthinking. When you think too much, you might stay silent, miss chances to practice, and lose confidence. Overthinking can create a block that stops your English from improving. But don't worry, this is normal, and you can overcome it. Next, we looked at the many benefits of speaking more and thinking less. Speaking often helps you improve your fluency and build confidence. It helps you learn faster because mistakes are part of the learning process. Speaking regularly also makes you feel comfortable in real conversations, which is important for everyday life. I also shared practical tips to help you stop overthinking and start speaking today. Speak a little every day. Don't worry about mistakes. Practice with simple sentences. Use speaking partners or language apps, and set small speaking goals. These simple ideas can help you speak more easily and enjoy learning English. Then, we talked about easy speaking exercises you can try now. Repeat sentences aloud. Talk about your daily life and hobbies. Ask and answer simple questions. Record yourself and practice with others. These exercises will help you build confidence step by step. Finally, I encouraged you to be patient and kind to yourself. Remember, everyone makes mistakes, and practice is the key to success. Keep believing in yourself and enjoy your English learning journey. Now, it's your turn. I encourage you to practice speaking English today. Start with small steps and keep going. Speak aloud, try the exercises, and use the tips we talked about. The more you speak, the faster you will improve. I would love to hear from you. Please share your experiences or questions with me. What helps you stop overthinking? What challenges do you face when speaking English? You can send your messages to Explore English Online on social media or in the comments section. Your stories will inspire others and help us all learn together. Remember, speaking English is a journey, and every word you say takes you closer to your goal. Thank you for being part of Explore English Online. Keep practicing, stay confident, and keep speaking. See you in the next episode. Thank you so much for joining me today on Explore English Online. I am really happy that you spent your time listening and practicing your English with me. Remember, every moment you spend speaking and listening helps you get better. You are doing a great job by being here and taking steps to improve your English. Keep up the good work. In our next episode, we will talk about an exciting and useful topic: how to use English in everyday conversations. We will learn common phrases and questions that you can use when you meet new people, go shopping, or talk with friends. It will be full of easy examples and practice exercises to help you speak confidently in real life. So, make sure to join us next time. Before we say goodbye, I want to remind you that learning English is a journey. Sometimes it feels easy, and sometimes it feels hard. But with patience and practice, you will keep improving every day. Don't give up, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Every word you speak is a step forward. Thank you again for listening to Explore English Online. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and feel motivated to speak more English. Take care of yourself, keep practicing, and I look forward to talking with you again soon. Goodbye for now, and happy speaking.